Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Conscious Living Show. This is a show which is dedicated to conversations with people who are expanding consciousness in health and well-being, in spirituality and the environment. And this morning, I'm really thrilled to be speaking with Kavisha Mazzella. Kavisha is an ARIA award winner and a songbird. She writes original songs containing lyrical ingredients that include humour, poetry, social justice, and the spiritual. She sings in English and Italian, and her music will take you on an uplifting boundary riding journey of well-crafted stories and songs, ringing with echoes of Celtic, Fado, and Gypsy influences. She has 8 solo albums under her belt, and she's sung and given vocal workshops at national music festivals and abroad. In 2011, Kavisha was awarded an Australia Day honour for her contribution to music and reflecting the experience of refugee, multicultural and Indigenous communities throughout her performances. Her most recent record, her album, is Empty Sky. And this celebrates sacred music traditions with songs and chants, such as the Gayatri Mantra, the Heart Sutra, the mystic poetry of Kabir and Rumi and St. Francis of Assisi. So welcome, Kavisha. It's beautiful to have a conversation with you at last.
Yay.
I'm sure it's going to be really rich and insightful. So can you tell us just a little bit more about how you got started, your journey to becoming the singer-songwriter that you are today?
Wow. Where do I start? I guess my album Empty Sky that I just did just before the first lockdown, really. It was September 2019. I was in Victoria, and I've been wanting to make a chanting and meditation CD for a long time, but I needed to really feel that I could bring what I could bring to it rather than doing a repetitive repeating or a copying of other people. And I've been a student of meditation for a long time. I did my first Vipassana retreat when I was 17 in West Australia, with the amazing John Coleman, who was a Buddhist. He taught Goenka's kind of the Goenka school of Vipassana, and he himself is American, and he was an ex-CIA agent who was based in Thailand, and he wanted to understand the Thai people, and he tried through history, and then he tried through spirituality. It wasn't until he came to meditation himself with Sayagyi Uba Khin that he felt that something happened for him. And then after meditating for a long time, for 5 years, he tried to get out of the CIA, and they wouldn't let him go. Finally, they let him go. And he became a meditation teacher. And I was very lucky to meet him when I was 17, to go on my first 10-day silent retreat. And then it's been a journey ever since then. And then when I was 21, I took sannyas with Osho, and known then as Bhagwan Sri Rajneesh, and I was part of that community for a few years. And then I was attracted after a while, after the commune ended in America. I came to find myself with some Tibetan Buddhist teachers, and I was in Nepal, and I met Chokinima Rinpoche and his father Tulku Urgyen Rinpoche, and but I was I felt attracted to that tradition for a while, and then Namkhai Norbu, wonderful Namkhai Norbu, and it was all very helpful. But I felt like I was in this boat, and then I was came across Advaita teachings, and that was really interesting to me for a while. My brother was with Papaji, and he'd released a beautiful album. He wrote some beautiful songs, and his Kamdeva, he's called Kamdeva or Marco now, and so it's been this, it's like a boat, getting in a boat
Mm.
and going to all these different countries, and then in I left Perth in 1993 to go to Melbourne, and I was living in Northcote in the 2000s, and met this wonderful Uniting Church minister called Darrell Collis, and he created a fantastic. The traditional church was dying, and he consulted his community to see what how they should revive
Mm.
the community, because only 12 people a week were going to the church, and it was felt like a terrible waste of amazing resource. So being in Northcote in Melbourne, a lot of artists around
Mm.
there and singer-songwriters. They boast that they've got more singer-songwriters than anywhere else in Australia. And so the community, which are called Chalice, they said, well, let's open it up to all the artists. So he created a program where we could come to the church and use it for very affordable prices, doing exhibitions, concerts, choirs. I ran a choir out of there. My husband, Andy, who's also talking at the expo launching his book, he taught Tai Chi there. So we got this relationship, interestingly, with a Christian community. Even though we weren't Christians as such, or in the traditional way, we were part of that community. And while I was there, he asked me to do this event called Music for the Soul.
Mm.
And it was really there at the Uniting Church, I developed this idea of, let's go, like a kind of satsang slash kirtan. It would take an hour long, and you'd sing a song. I'd sing a song which everyone would join in, and then they'd be followed by meditative silence, and then we'd sing another song, and then there's meditative silence. So each song would take people deeper and deeper and deeper into the silence. So, and it can come from the Christian tradition, the Buddhist, the
Mm.
Sufi, whatever. And so I took some traditional chants like that I knew from, say, the Hindu, the yoga tradition, and then I composed some music to beautiful sayings that were inspiring to me, like the Saint Francis, "Make me an instrument of Thy peace,"
Mm.
and they're just small songs with two lines that can be repeated like a mantra over and over, but and they have an energetic property.
Mm.
And so I developed this thing, and I didn't know what to call it. And then I thought, oh, Empty Sky, I'll call it Empty Sky. And I told my dad. My dad's Italian, okay? My dad's Italian migrant to Australia. And he says, Empty sky? There is no empty sky. There are clouds. And then if you go further out, there's space junk. He says, what do you mean empty sky? I'm going, oh, Pop, it's like a metaphor. And then I'm going, I can't explain it to my dad. Not possible. And in a way, it is inexplicable because you have to experience it. So I
Mm.
found through doing the empty sky meditation, which is bringing song and silence together, and sharing all the different wisdom traditions of the world, it's also a way of breaking down fear about those traditions. You might be a bit
Mm.
scared of Muslims and you don't care to sing a Sufi chant, but when you hear the beautiful poetry of Rumi, you go, well, wow, there's a connection there, heart connection. So it's
Mm.
finding the heart connection in all the traditions. And the fun for me as a composer is to compose music that reflects that, and that's singable for people. So it's not
Mm.
past their capacities, and but it's inviting people in to the heart space through song.
Mm. Yeah, that's beautiful. And we we were talking about that earlier, about how you're dissolving that separation between meditation and celebration, and really inviting people to have a joyful, fun, inclusive, participatory experience.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's deeply moving, it's deeply sacred, and it's touching into the heart and the soul of what people are really looking for, I think, these days, you know, which is to be part of a community as well, and to share something collectively that is uplifting. And it isn't just about watching a performer sing some beautiful songs, which is lovely, but there's a separation there. Whereas what you're inviting people to experience, I think, is dissolving those barriers between each other.
Yeah, it's you know, it's quite a lot of it is inspired actually from the Sufi tradition. When you see the beautiful Qawwali singers, they sing and people join in and they get into, they create this incredible field of love, the love field, you know, the field of love and devotion, and that spreads into the community because it's very healing. And I wanted to, I suppose, draw on all the wonderful wisdoms of, you know, the Buddhist, the Sufi, the Christian, the all the traditions, the Hindu, um, and it's beautiful because it's like there's so much wisdom out there, and it's beautiful to bring it all together. I think at the time, you know, we're living in a time where it is a little unconventional because, you know, usually you go to a kirtan and it's, you know, the beautiful yogic chanting and it's just the Vedic chanting, or but this is just opening the net out, you know, and inviting everyone of every color, every religion, every spirituality together and share the heart. And then so the thing that we're going to do in at the expo is called Empty Sky Cosmic Cabaret, which is a show in two parts. When I say show, that's a very loose word. So I have a lovely band, and we play the first half is of the event is a meditation with everyone through song and silence. And you don't applaud after every song. You sit there in silence, and then you sing, and then you see yourself, you feel. It's all about feeling where the energy goes, the ecstatic energy going out, and then the peaceful meditative energy going in, kind of roots and wings feeling. And then we'll have a little break, and then after halftime we feature three different performers whose art is informed by meditation. And so people are very opened up in the first half of the show into their hearts, and then they have a lovely receiving of some wisdom and fun. And we will end up with a song, with a closing song together that everyone joins in. So it's yeah, a little bit unusual. But we've done it a few times now. This will be our fourth Cosmic Cabaret, and we're very honoured that you've invited us to do it at the expo. And also the fact it's a fundraiser also for one of our lovely guests is a Buddhist teacher from, um, her family are Tibetan refugees who've been living in India, and she also has a big connection with the Bhutanese community because she was married to the Dalai Lama of Bhutan, and that's Kandrila Trinley Chodling, and she's going to be giving a chanting and a blessing as part of the Cosmic Cabaret. And she has she has a project for women and children mainly around educating them in the Himalayas, and they're very, very poor communities. The money raised also from our lovely event will be going to Kachodling. So you'll get to enjoy yourself, and also you get this fantastic feeling of you're helping someone else.
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of what you offer, Kavisha, because you're always giving, you're always doing more like giving back to people in need, communities, and so it's a very rich experience. And
I mean, I think, it's perhaps it's just, I haven't always thought of other people doing, you know, charity things. For a long time, I was really working for my own path, I suppose. But over time, you just, realize how lucky we are, and we got
mm,
to share
mm,
our we got
mm,
to share our luck. And
yeah,
especially
yeah,
now, it's been people have been so hard hit with the COVID,
mm,
and it has been hard for a lot of people, say in Western society too. But wow, when you hear about what's going on in
yeah,
Nepal and the Himalayas, it's
mm,
really, really tough. So
mm.
this will be great because it helps them.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've also been incorporating sound therapy, haven't you, into your into the choir and into your other musical. I mean, you do such a wide range of events, and
Well, I'm passionate. I mean,
mm,
being a musician, pretty well all my working life, I've been noticing from a young age. I remember the first time I heard an A minor chord, my whole body just went, wow. And
mm,
that's a very early experience. When I was 11, I was learning guitar.
mm,
And so I've known all along that music has this powerful effect, but I didn't get a chance to really actually study it until 3 years ago. I came across a course that felt authentic, and it was a really good course because it combined science with ancient knowledge. So it's like lost knowledge that's being recovered now. And so, it's popularly known as sound healing. And what I found it very helpful for my teaching with choirs, and also could bring this, as I guess, therapeutic healing aspect in to teaching people with singing as well. So, um, yeah, so I've just graduated. So I found a name for myself as a sound healer, so-called Shenpen, sound healing. And
mm.
Shenpen in Tibetan means of benefit to all. And it
Ah,
was a name given to me in the 90s when I said I met these Tibetan teachers. I met Chukyi Nyima Rinpoche in Nepal, and he asked him for refuge, and he gave me this name, Shenpen Lamo, goddess who benefits all. And
that's so perfect.
it's like it's a big name, isn't it? But I haven't, but never really used the name. But when I finished my sound healing course, I felt, oh, this feels like a good way to. I can use the name Shenpen now. The name is it's ripe. The time has ripened for the Shenpen side of things to come to be, and so I've been able to. Luckily, my choir's very patient with me, and it lets me try all sorts of experiments on them. So we've been having a really good time in the Heart Place Choir, and Heart Place Choir is going to perform, of course,
Mm,
on Saturday, the
mm,
20th,
mm.
in just before lunchtime. So that'll be really great to show that side of things as well. And but yeah, the sound healing, it's in a way music on a micro level, if you like, and
Mhm,
songs and performance are the macro. So bringing the
mhm.
micro and macro together.
Yeah, yeah. And it's beautiful because I feel like what you exemplify and express is that feminine nurturing aspect of including people, bringing people together, and you do it in a very loving way. You know, it's like you're
I'm
not.
just having fun.
Yeah,
I'm not particularly thinking I'm doing that. I'm just having fun. I'm just being in the choir I want to be in.
yeah, but you're not like a perfectionist. You're not expecting people to
Oh,
perform
I am
high
when
levels.
people sing out of tune.
Yeah,
I do make
yeah,
sure people sing in tune.
yeah. Uh, but what I mean is, I'm in the choir as well, and you just make it okay, for whatever we're doing and how we're doing our best. But it's about participation, rather than performance as being
Well,
an
I guess,
outcome.
you know, a lot of us have grown up with a lot of stresses around
Yeah.
performing, and, you know, we were in school choirs that we were possibly kicked out of or had to mime in. And
Mm-hmm.
we just have a thing about our voice is not good enough. You know, we're not all going to sound like Mariah Carey. You know, Mariah Carey is Mariah Carey. But what I'd like to do is get people to sound like themselves and
Yeah.
and enjoy their voice, you know.
Mm.
And it's the when you hear people singing in their natural voice, it's there's something so uplifting about that. And I just guess I want to bring, you know, I grew up in a very strict choir situation, and our choir won heaps of prizes, and you know,
Mm.
but we had there was a lot of tension around singing, and I
Mm.
guess I want to take that tension away and bring back the fun, you know.
Yeah.
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 So,
And you're also going to be offering a workshop called Singing Up the Spirit at
yep,
the festival.
yep,
And that is also open to anyone who wants to come in and have a
yeah,
taste of what it's
yeah,
like to express your voice. And like
yeah,
what you described was, you know, as we, you know, so many people, as you say, are stressed out or disconnected or shut down for whatever reason.
mm,
But singing together and just using your voice
mm,
just taps into that joy that then
mm.
shares out with other people.
Yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah, yeah, and it's
that's
good
the
for you.
gift what you do.
Thank you. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it makes you, you know, if you think about it, the sound coming from your voice, and then if your heart's opening up, it's radiating down your body, and then it
Mm,
vibrates through all your body. And in fact,
mm,
you're actually getting a sound healing from singing, you know.
yeah.
And if you think of all the cultures of the past, you know, the very traditional music, right? They had very hard lives, and they were working in the fields and working in
Mm,
factories. And how did they bear it? They
mm,
sang.
yeah.
They sang, and they had all these call and response songs, and they would sing
Mm,
about what was happening. They'd have great complaint songs
yeah.
about which we know as the blues.
Mm,
And that was just a great healthy way of releasing and letting go, and also creating community. And
mm,
I guess as our communities got more industrialized, we got more separated. So
mm,
this is sort of in a way an antidote, if you like, to
yes.
that industrialized, you know, like what the hell? We're not machines. You
Yeah.
know, we're humans, and we've got to bring back that humanity. And I mean, when people sing together, their eyes are, at the end of the session, their eyes, everyone's eyes are shining. Like, wow, you know, it's exciting to see. I love it. I love it.
And I think my favorite song is that piece, that poem from Rumi that you've adapted called um, there. There is a field. There is beyond ideas of right doing, beyond ideas of wrongdoing. There is a field, and I'll take you there. And I think that's
I'll
what,
meet you there. I'll meet you
and
there.
I'll meet you there. Yeah. And I
Yeah,
think that's what you do. It's like you take us beyond our fixed ideas, points of view, separation, come into that field where we are all connected and
yeah.
it's safe and it's beautiful and it's joyful.
Well, the big part of that is listening.
Mm,
Big part of it, and that's where the silence, the relationship of silence comes in with music, is
mm,
there's no music without listening. In fact, music is 90% listening,
yeah.
not 50-50.
Mm,
So with greater listening comes greater music, you know.
yeah.
And again, you know, you go into an audience, if it's a real listening audience, the performer will give a most great concert. They'll go, wow, that was an incredible performance. But it's because there's this alchemy that is happening
Mm,
between the silence, the listening, and the music.
mm,
And when we're a group, like one of the things that we learn to do is learning to listen to others while you sing so you can hear them as well. And then you learn to blend and balance,
mm.
um, which is just a beautiful thing to do. So, yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful, Kavisha. And I just want to show this is the empty sky. It's a beautiful CD, and it's something that you can play. I mean, on our trip up north with Countryla, we played it the whole time while we
Oh,
were
really?
driving through the desert and through the countryside, and it was
Well, it'll prevent you getting a speeding ticket because it's a very chill CD.
yeah. So
Good.
it's so beautiful. I don't think you ever get tired of listening to it either, because it resonates with very different layers every
Oh,
time you
thank
listen.
you. Thanks very
Yeah.
much. And I just want to tell everyone too that you can get it digitally on Bandcamp. So if you look up
Okay.
Kavisha Mazzella on Bandcamp, Empty Sky, because for people who don't have CD players anymore,
Mhm.
you can buy the digital album, and Bandcamp actually pays the musicians. Fantastic. So
Mm.
things like Spotify are very corporate bodies and they're not that interested in the
Mhm.
artists. They're very, what's the word? They want to get as much as money as they can.
Yeah.
But
Profit.
something like Bandcamp is run by artists for artists,
Mhm.
and so if you can buy, so you can buy my album, which is a CD, for $20, but then if you buy it digitally, I believe it's $12.
Mm.
So
Fantastic.
and you can just download it, and then you have it on your computer or
Mm.
whatever
Mm.
device you use digitally. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can visit your website, which is kavisha.com,
.com.
just kavisha.com. So
Yeah.
all your music is available
Yeah.
there
It's
from your
really
website.
integral. Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. And just to recap, the festival is on November 20 to 21 at the University of WA, and Kavisha is going to be presenting Empty Sky Cosmic Cabaret on Saturday evening, 4:30
It'll
to
be Saturday afternoon.
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then you'll be also giving a beautiful workshop on Sunday morning, singing up
Yeah.
the spirit.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Yeah,
find a little tent and camp in the
you'll have
forecourt,
to
I reckon.
exactly. Yeah, otherwise.
I'll be living there for the weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be beautiful. So,
Yeah, yeah, really
yeah.
excited to be there.
And so, thank you so much for being our songbird and our muse for the
Oh,
festival, and
pleasure.
for bringing our community together and creating
Awesome.
this
Thank
incredible
you.
oneness.
I can't wait to see you all there.
Okay. Thank you, Kavisha.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks everyone for joining us today, and I'll post up some details about the event, Kavisha's website, etc. So look forward to talking to you next time. We'll see you on the Conscious Living Show.